Welcome to Must Listen Music. This is my review of all the best albums out this week. And I have to say, I've been looking forward to this week for a long time, as it's the release of my new favourite band, Superorganism. They are probably the most interesting and refreshing things to happen to indie music in the past year. I mean, I say indie, but actually I have no idea what they are. They're a bit of pop, a hint of synth, and a lot of weird cartoon boings and crashes. I don't care, they're just a hell of a lot of fun. The thing I love most about this band is that nothing about them is normal. They fit no stereotypes, conform to no rules, and make music which is so fresh and uplifting and makes you question as to whether life's worries are really worth it. And this 8-piece have probably the best founding story I've ever heard. 6 of the 8, although from completely different nationalities, met in music forums around the world in 2016. They all decided to then move to a flat in East London where they started making music. Band member Emily sent a sample of her music to her internet friend in America who she'd never met, 17-year-old high school student Orono, who listened to the music, wrote some lyrics, sang them into her Mac whilst her roommate was in the bathroom, and sent them back. And so it all began. Orono moved to the flat in London with her new bandmates, and so Superorganism was born. When living in their 4-bedroom house, they still made music in unorthodox ways. Guitarist Harry confesses, even when we live together, we do lots of work by sending electronic files between each rooms. And it was early 2017 was when this formula paid off. It was the release of their first single, Something for Your Mind. This quirky yet dysfunctional and utterly brilliant single within days had racked up millions of streams and acquired critical acclaim around the world. It was then followed up by equally catchy yet infectious track, Nobody Cares, and It's All Good. Superorganism, let's face it, aren't going to win any Ivor Novello awards for songwriting. A prime example is in the completely nuts single, The Prawn Song. You do you, I'll do me, chilling at the bottom of the sea, and I say, I'm just happy being a prawn. Love those lyrics. But deep and meaningful lyrics aren't what this band are about. They just want to inject a bit of sunshine and fun into people's lives, and why the hell not? That's what I say. The music industry takes itself too seriously as it is, and needs more superorganisms in their lives. On this album you will hear slushy synths, car horn parts, chiming cash registers and pings from 90s video games. If you imagine locking the band Gorillaz in a room with all their favourite toys and things to do from childhood, this would be the sort of album that they would make. Superorganism and their self-titled album is utterly bonkers, yet brilliant, and is my first must-listen album this week. And my second must-listen album is from dance stalwart Moby with his album Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt. Of course, everyone knows Moby, mostly because of his 5th studio album released in 1998 called Play. That features some of the most iconic dance music ever released, including Natural Blues, Why Does My Heart Feel So Bad, and that song from the film Beach, you know the one. Play went on to sell over 12 million albums, and every one of those songs was licensed for adverts. A truly defining moment in the acceptance of dance music into the mainstream. He is therefore, and quite rightly, considered one of the most important figures in early 90s dance music. Unbeknown to most, Moby went on to release a further 9 studio albums in the 20 years that followed Play. Unfortunately for him, he has since become just as well known for his non-musical ventures, veganism, animal rights and spirituality, just to name a few. But here we are, 15th album, Everything Was Beautiful, Nothing Hurt. Thankfully, he has reverted back to the natural, organic beats that made him such a success in the first place. He layers on orchestral synths, some lounge grooves, melancholic vocals, then all of a sudden you're reminiscing about club nights from 2 decades ago. However, there is something different about this album. It's dark. Very dark. In fact, a rather concerned online publication listed anxiety as a clickable related topic on the album review. Our female vocalist contemplates waiting for the end of the world on album track Welcome to Hard Times. And then I'll try but I'll never be free on The Middle Is Gone. For all this doom and gloom, ultimately there's a reason why Moby has sold over 20 million albums in his career. He just knows how to make music. There's a really wonderful trade-off between the incessant angsty pessimism of the lyrics and the shining beauty of the music. It's like a constant battle between good versus evil. And Moby brilliantly uses this to take his album to the next level. Ultimately, I'm pleased to say that good reigns supreme on this album. Moby's cup is definitely half empty, but there is champagne in the other half. Moby, Everything Was Beautiful, Nothing Hurt, wraps up must listen music this week. See you again next time.